Hello friends, back for another edition of Betty in the Bush. Oh god, I almost ate that. So it is officially the full moon today, and so I went ahead and did our Parasite Cleanse. This is the best cleanse ever. I have done many. I was diagnosed not by any American, well, it was an American naturopath living in Bali. And every stool sample test I came back and took came back negative here in the US. And then I went in and saw him, and he had some different methodologies and modalities for diagnosing it, and he was spot on. So I started his procedure and I did 43 days, no gluten, dairy, caffeine, alcohol, white sugar, a very strict diet, and weekly Hilda Clark's liver flushes, if you know what those are. I did them with coconut oil, salt, lemon, you chug it. 43 days, thought I was done, partied with my friends for a weekend, and then he'd taken my blood, and then I came back and he's like, oh, just kidding, you need to do another one. You did a great job. We're gaining on him, but you got to do another one. So another 43 days, came back to him, and he's like, you need to do another one. I'm like, I can't do this. And it was around the holidays. So I came back home for Christmas, Thanksgiving here to the States, and I had the pack with me, and I tried to start it, but honestly, coconut oil, when you want to chug it, it's fine when you're in like warm temperatures, but when you need to chug it so fast because it's curdling and hardening, I try and do oil pulling with coconut, and sometimes I gag. Anyway, okay, so long story long. Then I came back. I was researching different companies and parasite cleansing, and this was one of the ones that was getting a lot of reviews. So I tried this one. Can't even express. Over 50 came out, 2 colonies. I'm sure you've heard that story from me 10,000 times, but it is the most efficient and the most complete. And here's why. You need to kill them, then you need to get rid of them. And in case they give anything off, you need to bind up all the toxins that they're excreting. And you also need to get the ones that are in your blood, which can be hard to do. Some cross over the blood-brain barrier. So in a full moon kit, there is some prep work, by the way, that needs to be done. DM me if you want to actually take this on. You need to make sure your cells are working correctly, so your mitochondria is strong. You need to make sure your detox pathways are open, so that as we start to kill, first of all, your body has enough energy on a cellular level to support the killing that's going on. That's the mitochondria. And then make sure your organs are functioning well, your liver ducts, bile ducts, those are all working well, organs are healthy, you're having regular bowel movements, things like that, just so that, again, once you start killing, your body has a way to get rid of them, because you don't want them to get stuck in there dead. You start reabsorbing everything that they're holding on to, which, don't get me wrong, it's pretty great. Like heavy metals, viruses, all this stuff. And all that stuff just weighs on your immune system. So it's important to get it out. Okay, so starting Para 1, this stuff. Gold. It's gold. Mudokipita. It's basically, a lot of other brands will use the ground up seeds. This has a whole seed in it. It's amazing. It expands in your gut. So as you take Para 2, which is killing everything, Para 1 comes in, and basically, as it expands like gum, say there's a worm that's going out. Yeah, we're going here. We're talking about it. If there's a worm that's trying to leave the intestines, it'll grab a hold of it, and then it literally is like gum on the sides of your intestine. It's just like pulls everything out. So it pulls out the biofilms, it attaches to everything. It's a great sweeper. It does expand in your gut though, so you need to drink a lot of water to make sure you flush it out, and don't worry about that part. A lot of people get bloated and they're like, what's going on? I'm like, this is good. This is good. It's like the vacuum cleaner making a lot of noise as it sucks everything up. Then Para 3. This bad boy is a tincture you take usually three times a day. Not usually, it's 3 times a day. And this attacks like liver flukes, also again, the blood-brain barrier passerbys, and that one's really intense. So it's good to titrate on that. And then we add in the biotoxin binder, which comes in the kit. And so this, a lot of times, man, when I was doing that 86-day cleanse, I would get headaches. I'd get a little achy, and that's all signs that like toxins are being released into my body. And I didn't have a binder at the time. I was just drinking a lot of water and really just trying to stay healthy and move my lymphatic system and sweat and all that stuff. And this binds to all those toxins so that your body doesn't reabsorb it. So it's a life game changer. And also, like, there's sometimes I'll go out and eat. It has greater applications. Like if I go out and eat sometimes and my stomach starts to get crampy, I don't know if you've ever had that. Typically I'm around people I don't want to be with. I found, isn't that weird? But on the regular, if you just have a crampy stomach or you feel like you're eating bad food for whatever reason, take a couple of these. It binds to the glyphosates, binds to all the nasty toxins, and it'll pull them out so your body doesn't absorb them. I like to add to it a bowel mover. This is not a total ass explosion bowel mover. This is one that's going to naturally like exercise peristalsis in your colon so that, yeah, it's inviting you to excrete and actually start moving a bowel out, and it's not going to be TAE. Nobody wants that. So this is not going to be a surprise, but it's a great one just to have. Again, say you're usually plant-based and you have a big steak or something, I'd take a biotoxin binder in one of these just to make sure anything weird in there, absorb it. And then, oh, by the way, there's not as much fiber in this meal as there usually is in all the plant-based ones, so let's get it out. Anywho, and so since today's a full moon, I've been doing one, I started last week. I'm doing like a long and slow parasite cleanse, and I did my first coffee enema at home. Yeah, it was weird. It was weirder in my head than it was in real life. So I highly recommend them. Just saying. DM me or text me, reach out if you want me to give you a recommendation on which ones to use, because I definitely don't recommend like the plastic buckets that you can get. There's things that can, I mean, you're adding a hot liquid to it, so something's going to go in your bum that you don't want to. Better with stainless steel. We want to limit the things that go in the bum. So anywho, yes, I had a bone broth has been really important for me as I'm doing this cleanse. It's really healing for your gut, collagen, all the goodies. And then I add chunks of like ginger root into it. So there's a little chewing because it is important for you to eat a lot during this cleanse. Chewing does trigger not only the secretion of your stomach enzymes, but also starts your like liver ducts and your pancreatic ducts and all those ducts where, I'm sorry, but the worms like to crawl up into. It stimulates those to start working, which is what you want as well. So I like to chew on a little ginger, have a little bone broth. Really exciting right now. And then I just did the infrared sauna, which is great. So colonics and enemas and infrared saunas and eating leaves. And this is not something you have to do all the time. It's just good maintenance. So I highly recommend it. Let me know if you want more info. I'm working right now on the website, so I'm excited. See how it goes. Love the feedback. Also, full moon, great time. I think this full moon, oh yeah, it's a bloody full moon. So you are always releasing on a full moon. And this one is really about focusing on your passion and releasing distractions, whatever those might be. So that, as well as make sure you go out and absorb some moon rays. They're just as important as sun rays. So hopefully I see you all, you werewolves, out for a crazy moonwalk tonight. And I'll shower next time. I just put a bunch of oil in from the sauna. This is why I'm single. Bye.